What is a stop in photography? A stop is a way of measuring the difference in intensities of light. An X stop difference between two signals, S1 greater than S2, means that S1 is 2 to the power of X times as bright as S2. In photography, this is applied to two different settings of aperture or shutter speed. With shutter speed, if we have two shutter speeds S1 greater than S2, then the shutter speed S1 lets in S1 over S2 times as much light as S2, assuming a fixed aperture. Therefore, S1 lets in log 2 S1 over S2 stops more light than S2. For example, let's say you are shooting at 1/500th of a second. How much more light will you get in terms of stops if you then switch to 1/160, all else being equal? Well, 1/160 divided by 1/500 is equal to 500/160, or 3.125. So you are letting in 3.125 times as much light. That's equal to log 2, 3.125, or about 1.64 stops. When stops are applied to aperture, the calculation is a bit different, since aperture is not directly proportional to the amount of light the said aperture lets in, but rather the square root of it. Indeed, as you may know, the sequence f1, f1.4, f2, f2.8, etc. are all roughly one stop apart. Anyway, that means that if you have two apertures FA1 greater than FA2, then FA1 lets in A2 over A1 squared times as much light as FA2, and hence the stop difference between the two apertures is log 2 A2 over A1 squared. For example, the aperture f2.8 compared to f6.3 lets in 6.3 over 2.8 all squared, or 5.0625 times as much light, all else being equal. And that's a difference of log 2, 6.3 divided by 2.8 all squared, or about 2.34 stops. It's actually not hard to estimate this because 1/3 of a stop is 2 to the power of 1/3, or about 1.26, and 4 times 1.26 is 5.04, which is really quite close to 5.0625. So the difference can be easily mentally estimated to be about 2 1/3 of a stop. Note that if your calculating device does not have the base 2 logarithm, you can always calculate it using the formula log 2x equals log x over log 2, where the right-hand side is a logarithm in any base. I hope this video helped you understand stops in photography, but if it didn't, just press the shutter.